What's up, guys? Hey, if you follow me on Instagram, you know Friday I told you I was going to post a video about something that happened with one of my employees, and I didn't do it. I apologize. I had a 16-hour workday, and by the time I got home I was just wasted and exhausted, so wanted to post it today. So Friday afternoon I get a call from one of my guys, and they say, Matt, I made a big mistake. And I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So they show up to this job, nobody's there, right? And he vocs me, he says, hey, what should I do? I said, oh, try to give them a call, see, maybe they're on their way home. A lot of times customers are right around the corner, whatever it is. No answer. Said, well, hang out in the driveway for 15 minutes. If no one's there, call one more time, leave a voicemail, and if they're not there in 15 minutes and don't answer, then go ahead and shoot off to your next job. So sure enough, nobody shows up, and leaves a voicemail, shoots off the next job. Well, all of our guys are on Voxer and calling each other to update, hey, I'm on this job, hey, I'm on this job, hey, I need your help here, hey, we're ahead of schedule, behind schedule, whatever it is. And they had just got off the phone, and all of our guys are buddies, right? And they screw with each other and whatnot. And just got off the phone with one of our other guys, and his phone rings. He doesn't even look at it because he thinks it's his. And he answers the phone like an idiot. And I'm half tempted to not even say it on here, but because our guys, they literally hardly ever use their phone to call customers, just if weird things like that happen, and even then typically the office does, but I told him to do it just because he was in the driveway, and I knew Ken was busy in the office. And he answers the phone and he says, Don's Whorehouse, we've got the hose, you bring the dough. And the lady goes, hello, is this the dirt hunter? It was the customer he had called. And he's like, oh crap, and he hung up the phone. Well, the customer called the office line after that. She didn't say anything to Kenna. She's like, hey, I'm really sorry, I was late to my appointment, can you guys come around 4 instead of 1:30? Sure, no problem. Well, he calls me and says, Matt, I made a huge mistake, I didn't look at my phone, I answered it like an idiot, super unprofessional. And I was like, what'd you say? He told me what he said. I'm like, dude, seriously? And he said, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And, of course I was mad at him, right? But, we all have answered the phone in stupid ways. And, I answer the phone sometimes to my wife in stupid ways that aren't vulgar like that, but with little, funny sayings or whatever. So I was mad at him, but at the same time, it is what it is. He shouldn't have had to use his phone for the business, right? But I had to have some kind of consequence behind it so that way it set an example for everybody else to know that, hey, we can't be screwing around like that. You can't just get away with that. So of course I wasn't going to fire him over it. But what did I do? So I said, well, Drew, you got to man up and you need to go apologize to her. And he's like, call her? I was like, yeah, you need to call her. He's like, I can't do that. I'm like, why? He's like, I'm too embarrassed. I'm like, then you need to do it in person. I was like, honestly, that's the right way to do it. And I said, these are the kind of moments in life that dictate the type of person you are. If you can man up and admit to your mistake and say, hey, I just want to let you know this isn't the company's fault, this isn't how our company acts, it was just me thinking it was a friend, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he mans up, he knocks on the lady's door when they show up, and the first thing he says, hey, I need to apologize to you because of what I said. He said, I thought you were a friend of mine that I was screwing around with. And the lady was super cool. She was like, you know what, that's okay. She's like, my husband would do the same thing to one of his buddies, don't worry about it. Now, it could have been a customer that would have, wrote a bad review. It could have been really, really serious, but luckily it was a repeat customer who knows us, they know how we are, and we got lucky. Long story short, we got lucky. It doesn't always work out like that, but the moral of the story is, it set an example that I didn't fire him because they know, they respect me, right? And he could have not told me at all, but because he respects me and knows that he's going to get heat for it, but I'm not going to fire him over something like that, right? It's not like he stole out of somebody's house. It's not like he did it on purpose. It was a mistake, and I can see that for what it is. However, there had to be consequences of some sort, and so it was a life lesson that I felt like I could teach him, hey, when you screw up, you got to man up to your mistake and apologize for it. So that was my story from Friday. I thought it was going to turn into a nightmare, but it ended up being nothing. And having employees is fun sometimes, guys. If you don't have them, I know you're looking forward to them, and I couldn't do it without my employees, right? But some days you're just like, oh my gosh, what now? So wanted to share with you guys. Hope you guys having a good weekend, a good Sunday, and I'm gonna try to post a lot of videos this week, do some live videos, and yeah, so talk to you guys soon. See ya.